anyway, and then I got these in Miami. I went to Miami one time and they had a good place and I bought these. And then we started
We got
ordering
from Spain,
Cura,
cloth ones that are so, weren't they made of cloth? They pressed the cloth so
Yeah.
much it felt like wood.
Yeah.
That's what we had. I guess I
Yeah.
should have brought them, but.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, and these, actually, these are ebony. They're small for your hand. And I liked when I was giving the tours because since I didn't practice, they're easy to play. And these, Tony Pasquale brought them from
Who's Tony Pasquale?
He headed one of the ballet companies here. In
the City Center Ballet Company.
he had very good choreography.
The
I think
difference
he had the ability to
Those are
watch
ebony.
4-act
Yeah, those are
ballet and
pressed
remember
water,
the
I mean, pressed
choreography.
cloth.
He was talented.
Those are ebony.
I don't think, Carmen, you wouldn't dispute that Tony had a gift
¿Viste la
for...
diferencia? Those are ebony. Like the piano
Pasquale,
keys.
when he saw ballet,
Huh?
he could, the choreography, he could remember choreography.
Oh yeah, he could remember.
He was talented.
choreography.
He just, again, couldn't
Oh, he
always
was
pay his
very,
rent.
very
and,
talented.
You know.
Well, you know, when he started dancing, when he was like 21, and he was drafted. He went drafted for the
Well, that
war,
put a hold on his...
and he went to France. They would station him in France. And that's where he started to take some ballet classes.
Oh.
Yeah, because he loved it, and his parents here didn't want him to do that.
course
You know,
not.
there's a stigma on the men dancing, especially the Latin people, and so he started taking classes there.
Oh, our white-faced Pasquale.
Oh, there's Tony.
Tony.
Yeah, that because
The
he
man in the middle.
he
The man in the middle is Pasquale.
he choreographed for the opera.
Yeah, he did not put on ballet recitals. He would put on
Oh,
Swan
no, no.
Lake and Giselle.
Oh yeah, did remember Giselle?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
come
you
on,
were
that's
in it. Very
well.
talented, and then he came home, and he was studying with Mrs. Armour, where I was, and then he went to Chicago, started studying
Carmen
there.
helped everyone.
Anyway, look, there's some of the little pictures here too from when we danced with Francisco.
Francisco, I couldn't remember his name.
Was he
Francisco.
the little guy? And I
he was
couldn't remember his name
he was
either?
the only guy.
Mira.
The only guy in the class?
Yeah.
Oh,
See, now, I don't
no,
know if
that's-
Myriam's confused or not, but y'all are confusing me. So, you as Spanish dancers that took from Carmen,
Yes.
you went in, like, how is Pasquale in the picture?
But he was running a little ballet company called City Center. And he was with the Tampa Pacific Ballet. But he decided to open a little company of his own.
And he needed
so
dancers.
most of my girls went with him, and I did too.
She let us. Yeah, and she danced one too.
Because Mr.
So she
Elsie
supplied dancers for
Kuhn wasn't
other
there
companies.
anymore. Anzia
That's
took
correct.
over.
They were already trained.
I
I
dancers.
remember
really
Anzia.
like Anzia so
Yes.
much. Which I was always very good with Anzia, very friendly with her. But some of the girls didn't want to go with Anzia, so they decided to start that company with Tony. But look how pretty this scenery is, el Ballet Giselle que le hizo. Yo estoy ahí, también mi hija, y muchas de las discípulas
And when
mías.
you were with
Sandra,
Pasquale, what
la
I was
hermana de
saying
ella.
is he had all the girls making tutus. The mothers were sewing
know it.
away because
I
he
know
knew
it.
how they were supposed to be properly
Oh
made.
no, and he could
Very
sew. He
professional.
could sew.
And he could sew.
He could sew, honey.
Yeah, he redid the
He could
upholstery
sew
at Centro
very,
Studiano.
very well.
Teatro Asturiano? ¿Es esto? Teatro Asturiano?
At Centro Studiano, that's where Renee,
No, ese fue en el...
this is somewhere else.
Eso no fue en el Centro Asturiano, eso fue
No.
un teatro que está en Hyde Park. Un
Okay.
teatro chiquito que estaba en Hyde Park. No, eso no fue en el Centro Asturiano.
Now, we did perform at Centro Studiano later.
Anyway,
But you continued
bueno,
getting...
déme le cuento del baile español. Entonces yo cogí esas clases allí en Cuba. Y entonces sabía un poco más y estaba dándole las clases a las niñas. Entonces un día yo estaba saliendo del estudio y entró un señor mayor de 60 y pico de años y me dice, yo soy maestro de ballet, de baile español. Yo dije, ok. Yo estaba sola, ya los niños se habían ido. Yo dije, ay, Dios mío. Entonces me dijo, mira, estoy aquí esperando que me den mis papeles para coger mi retiro, my retirement. pero no tengo dinero, estoy aquí esperando por dinero y me hace falta trabajar. Y yo quisiera saber si usted quería coger clases de baile español conmigo. Yo dije, bueno, sí. Entonces me dice, bueno, yo mañana vengo con mis libros para enseñarle los retratos, para enseñarle todo. ¿A qué hora? Y yo le digo, bueno, ven a las 2 porque a las 3 ya yo empiezo a dar las clases. Y me dice, ¿me puede dar 5 pesos? Porque voy a cobrarle 5 pesos a la lección. 5 pesos was more money then, you know. So this was in the 50s. And cogí, yo dije, I'm not going to argue with a man. Cogí, le di los 5 pesos. I gave him the $5, and he left and he went across the street to the bakery. There was a bakery across the street from the studio in Nebraska. It was called Betty Ross Bakery. And he went to the bakery. He looked like he was hungry, you know. So I said, Mother, come with me tomorrow at 2 o'clock, because I'm not going over there by myself, just in case, and he may not even show up. So, bueno, fui para el estudio y mi mamá me dice, bueno, vamos para allá. Y esperamos y ¿no? Se apareció el Señor con sus libros, todas sus cosas de cuando él bailaba, que era maestro en California. Y bueno, yo dije, bueno, qué bueno. Entonces me empezó a dar las clases y él fue que me enseñó las sevillanas primero. That's why I knew the sevillanas from him. Y me enseñó las sevillanas y estuvo aquí como 1 año y pico. Y mi tío le consiguió trabajo en un club que tenían aquí. My uncle belonged to a club. It was called the Loyal Knights of America in Ybor City. And my uncle said, I can give him a job. We need a night watchman right now. Because he told me he was sleeping at the YMCA. It was dirty. He said, I don't want to sleep there, he told me. You know, very Spanish. He spoke Spanish mostly, you know. And so my uncle got him a job.
Do you remember his name? Do you remember his name?
Oh yeah, Julio Zabaleta.
Oh.
His name was Julio Zabaleta.
Okay.
In fact, I was looking for a card that he'd send me.
Yes.
The manuscript or?
No, I lost the manuscript. Lost the manuscript that he sent you also.
El hombre me mandó un manuscript de algo que él escribió que quería ver si mi tío se lo ponía.
And it was during a recital.
Era durante el recital. Yo lo cogí, él me lo mandó, andaba por Argentina, creo. Y yo lo tiré a algún lado y mi marido creo que lo botó, porque era papel. Y yo más nunca, figúrate, yo nunca le escribí porque yo no sabía escribir el español, como para que él me entienda, me costaba mucho trabajo. Entonces...
But do you still have his note? No, when you send you the castanets?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Entonces, él, como al año y pico, cogió retiro, como Pablo, cogió retiro, el Señor. Y caminó de Ybor City aquí en mi casa, porque yo vivía aquí, hace 59 años estoy en esta casa.
Oh, wow.
Se me apareció aquí, caminó de Ybor City hasta aquí, para devolverme 5 pesos que yo le había pagado, adelantado. Fíjate si el hombre no era honrado. He walked all the way from Ybor City, and my uncle got him a job, and he could sleep there and everything, and he had some
He was
money.
a security guard and he slept at the
Security guard at night, yeah. And they had everything in the club. They had bathrooms. They had a little cot he could sleep in and everything. So he was very, very grateful for that. And while he got his retirement, he walked from Ybor City all the way to here. He got here at my front door, and I said, pues señor Julio, ¿cómo usted caminó? He said, no, yo caminé de allí de Ybor City. And he came and gave me back $5 that I had paid him in advance. And I told him, no, you keep the $5. No, because I'm not going to teach one more class. I'm
your responsibility.
I'm not teaching one more class because I'm leaving. I'm leaving tomorrow, he told me. So I said, okay. So anyway, that's where I learned a lot of the Spanish dance, a lot of it from him. So that really was a big help. And then I got Rafael came to the studio before Curra. Rafael, de España que estaba bailando en la Colombia y vino al estudio porque quería a ver si yo le daba a los discípulos
right.
para que bailara con él.
This-
La hermana de
What do you call
ella
the person that
bailó
spies?
con Rafael.
Curra de Lady Latish now in
Alba.
Rafael Ruiz.
Alba.
Yeah, Ruiz.
Okay.
Rafael Ruiz.
Oh, and
Ruiz.
Cooter's last name.
Alba?
Ruiz.
Druis?
Yeah, Ruiz.
Okay.
Rafael Ruiz. Ese era el nombre de él. Y-
Oh, pero Cura.
Curra.
Cura's
Oh,
last
Curra
name.
era
Alba?
Serrano, Alba. Bueno, Alba was her professional name.
Okay.
And then
That's
she
what I
got
remember.
married. No, it might have been, her maiden name was Soto.
Okay.
Her maiden name was Soto. And then she got Alba as her professional name.
Oh, okay.
And she danced all over Europe. She danced everywhere.
And she's still teaching here in the Stress Center.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
teaching at the Stress Center, yes.
Yeah, in the
Well,
center.
then she came into the studio and I told her, okay, good, you teach the Spanish from now on and I'll teach the ballet. Because I'm more confident with my ballet and you can show the girls a lot,
Yeah, here's Cura.
you know.
Wow.
So,
Oh, wow.
And
what was
there's
it?
another picture of her in there
Is
with
this her?
Janet. Yeah.
Yes, that's her. Oh, I didn't even look at the back of the book.
The back of the book is gorgeous. The front of the book is gorgeous too, and everything inside is gorgeous.
I didn't look at the back of the book.
The Columbia restaurant,
Yes.
right?
Sí, yeah.
Sí.
Las discípulas mías bailaron con Rafael ahí en el Columbia. Sevillanas from Rafael too. And then Curra, you know, she had her little things too that she
And there was
added.
once a lady from, I can't remember her name right now,
Who?
from California.
Oh, Rubina.
Rubina.
Rubina, Mark was her husband and her last name was Rubina. I don't remember the
I
last
don't know, she
name.
had a little girl.
Yeah,
How did
Yeah.
you meet her?
she
Did
came to
come
the
you?
studio
She came to
too,
the studio.
Rubina.
There was
Yeah.
only one person that had Spanish dancers.
I think she danced at the
And it
Columbia, didn't she?
originated with-
I think so.
with
She
Yeah.
was, she was,
Well, she
she was
came-
before Cura.
Yeah, she came to the
That's cool,
studio.
With Carmen's girls.
Rubina?
Rubina.
Yeah, she came to the
Because I know
studio
how
and
it's
taught the
called right
girls,
now, you know?
oh, that beautiful dance. What was it?
Boccherini or
The
there's
Boccherini.
was just one
The
of the.
Boccherini.
She did.
She was very classical.
very classical. The choreography
Yeah.
and the music. I love those.
Yes,
those,
I did too. I love the classical,
The classical Spanish.
See, people
It was
think that
gorgeous.
Spanish is only
Yeah,
flamenco, and that's the least that it is. Because before flamenco, there was the folklorico, the jotas, the saraban, so many different
This is fun.
regions all have
This
their
is
own
so
jotas,
fun.
and that's
Tambourines
folklorico.
and-
Yeah. And the northern part of Spain, they don't know flamenco. And they don't
That's
do
what I
it.
remember
Only the
Colombia.
southern part of Spain does Sevillas and Sevillanas and all that. So anyway, so the ballet, the Spanish ballet dance started in the courts of Spain with castanets. They used to dance with the castanet, they did goyescas. Goyescas are classical Spanish dance that were done in the courts of Spain. And mainly in the northern part of Spain they did goyescas, so they're classical. Everything, the ballet is what's you're doing. You're doing ballet with castanets, you know? So being that I did ballet and I did
This kind of-
castanets, I did a lot of classical with my girls. Yeah, see, that's a classical. I did a lot of classical numbers with my girls. Did more than jotas and things like that because I didn't know enough flamenco. So then I started bringing the people from, you know, like Julio Zabaleta and all that. Well, one day, this came in the mail. Where he was, I don't remember. I think at the time he was in Brazil or something. He traveled all over, had gone back to Spain. And it had a note that I was his very last student and that he wanted me to have his castanets. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
So they're worn, then you
And
think
they're
they're
worn, yeah, these castanets.
I want to see what worn castanets
Did
look
you
like.
see where they're worn out? Look,
Yeah.
you
Wow.
wore the wood out.
Wow.
Can you imagine
That's
wearing
so
wood
cool.
I
out?
roll with my right. I roll with my right.
You
Oh,
roll with
yes,
your,
yeah.
even though you're
I'm
left-handed.
left-handed.
You know
but
what?
I roll with
never
my
knew.
right.
I never knew.
This child
They
is
never told me
talented.
that they were left-handed, and Gura plays left-handed.
I should have known that when I was 5 years old, then I could just roll with my left.
I know
but I
it.
rolled with my right.
That's what you were told, and
know
you
it.
all didn't speak out. Why can't, I mean,
That was just,
I didn't know you existed till you were at least
that was
10 or 14.
They didn't tell me they were left-handed.
No, you only roll with one hand, and
Well,
this
her
keeps the
sister,
time.
Laura,
This keeps
is
your
right-handed.
1, 2,
Yeah, but
3,
Janet is
4,
left-handed.
and this
She's
is your
left-handed,
and.
that's correct.
Janet
So
is
it's 1
left-handed.
and 2, 1 and 2, 3,
I
4.
never
Yeah,
This is your
the
and.
The hands don't do the
No, no,
same
it's
thing.
only
Your
one.
right hand does what they call las carretillas. Y este es golpe. It's carretilla, golpe, carretilla, golpe. Rum. So this does one thing, this does another thing, and you dance when you do
And
it.
then
Oh,
your
and that's
then your
why
feet
you
do one
have to
thing,
be
and then you have to
multi-talented.
smile.
And this is why her good students would play all the castanets in the background while the rest of us danced. And held the or rubber band or castanet, right?
You did something at Bill and Madonna or something one time, and I remembered you needed a dancer, but you didn't want me to play castanets. So you put rubber bands around my castanets. So I held them.
I don't remember that. Oh my God. There was
In
a
66
letter.
when I was 10.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
Okay.
under
Para que
here.
ella lo lea.
But I kept up
The
even a
Performing
little
Arts
bit dancing with
Center
y'all when I was in
had
college. So
Annie Get Your Gun,
Till I was
and
19
they
or
wanted
20.
people to send in people that did pioneering in Tampa, which I pioneered
you?
the studio
Yeah.
with the castanets. Nobody else
Absolutely.
did. I was the only one that had a studio teaching castanets.
That's right.
So a pupil of mine, Alice Rodriguez, wrote that. Her name is Alice Fessler now, with her married, but she wrote that to the radio station, and they nominated me Pioneer Woman in the Arts.
Wow, congratulations.
And not only that,
Exactly what we've
Renee,
been saying.
Renee did me Pioneer Woman of the Arts too.
He should.
He
Renee's
did.
the one that ran the, what is it called, Spanish Little
Lyric
Theater
Theater.
Oh,
at the
Renee
Centro Estudiantil.
Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Renee Gonzalez.
Yeah, he nominated me for Pioneer
And Carmen
Women
also
in the
used to
Arts.
supply him with dancers
And
for his
yeah,
plays.
wait a minute. That's,
My sister was
it's
in
around
his,
here somewhere. Oh, I have it in
she
here, I
was part
think.
of the Spanish.
Now, when you taught ballet,
I
the
should
only
have
other-
a dime for every time that
Okay.
my kids were in the newspaper for this, for that, and I was in the newspaper for this. I got piles and piles of newspaper of everything, you know, when we were in everything. I danced on the parade, on the float. No one has ever danced on a float. I danced on a float. And let me tell you, I almost fell off that float.
Well, Carmen,
Oh,
you're
this-
very
This is in your book.
daring.
Oh, this is in the book.
Yeah.
This
See, now
came out
this was
in
all in the Tribune.
This came out in the Times, I think.
No, Floridian. That
There was
Times.
Times, there was the Times, yeah. St. Pete Times, yeah. Those, yeah.
Now,
I
one
think
of those
Janet-
times that
this
we
is her
danced
sister, Janet.
outside of,
Oh, this is, I remember him. What is his name? Anthony Tony. Yeah.
Diaz, yeah, Anthony Diaz. And this is when we did the opera, for the San Carlos Opera. We did the opera of, I don't remember which one that was, but we did Carmen a couple of times. We did Carmen. You weren't Carmen.
I know I was in
Oh, here's
an
Esther.
opera for sure. We're backstage
Where's that
putting on our makeup.
Yeah, we have it here. We have it here somewhere. Here.
Oh, wow.
That's the one we
There's
have on
Carmen.
Facebook.
There's me. There's Roxanne.
Yes.
Wow.
Look at, this was, came out in the paper too. I used to take my girls to dance in Ybor City. And that's one of my, you
Oh, yeah.
remember her?
I
Teresa
don't think she got
Gager?
Yes, I
credit.
do remember.
Yeah, she was a good old
No, because
dancer.
maybe before you don't have this in digital, so that is like
She was a very
Oh.
good dancer,
I
Teresa.
see.
I'll be darned. I hadn't thought about that.
And,
But when you taught ballet here in Tampa, it was just you and Frank Ray.
no,
No?
Frank Ray wasn't even teaching when I started.
I was gonna say, thank you, I stand corrected.
Well,
I mean,
but
I'm
I
not-
started at Frank Ray, but my mother
Okay.
didn't like him.
Okay, because you
So I
started when you were
switched.
probably 10.
No, I started in first grade.
Oh, okay.
First grade with Frank Ray.
Mira,
She was
estos-
teaching my sister, and
Yeah.
my sister's
So,
6
¿tú
years
fuiste
older
la
than
primera
us.
que enseñó ballet en Tampa?